Little known fact about the 2021 season, the Rams won the Super Bowl that year, and while the defense got most of the credit, they finished 8th in points per drive, but the offense finished 4th best in points per drive. This year, the complete opposite, 27th in points per drive. What's going wrong, and can it be fixed? Well, let's talk about it. Let's start off with this kind of sequence, really. It's not exactly a sequence because it's 2 plays, one play to happen on the first drive, another play to happen on the second drive, but a similar 1-2 punch kind of thing, where what we're going to see is on a third down, the Rams need to get the first down here, obviously, so that's their goal. They're trying to get to the 38-yard line. So, going to be a bit of a challenge, but possible. You see on paper how the concept to the Rams' right is designed to work. You have 3 options on that side of the field. You have Cooper Kupp running over the middle, another receiver who's going to kind of mostly try to run a setup route as you have your halfback running underneath. But really, it's the halfback and Cooper Kupp. Those are the main 2 routes that are probably going to be, it's probably going to be one of those routes that gets open. And right when this play begins, it actually works out exactly as designed. You see Tampa Bay totally bite on the setup route, meaning that Cooper Kupp and a halfback are both open on this play. Usually it would just be one. And the reality is, there's no debate as to where Matthew Stafford should be throwing this football. Cooper Kupp is open. Matthew Stafford should throw it to Cooper Kupp. Instead, he makes the more cautious approach. He throws it to his halfback and actually, with some contact as he was throwing it. It wasn't even really contact. He just threw it off balance and underthrew it. Wasn't going for a first down anyway, though. But had he thrown it to Kupp, maybe it would have. So, okay, listen. These things happen. This is the read that he should have made, but even the smartest of quarterbacks will miss reads at times. Yes, even Matt Stafford, a Super Bowl winning quarterback, he missed the reads. So, okay, that's fine. Just don't let it happen again. It's the first drive, right? So then let's go over to here. So the Rams are saying, hey, that play, it really worked last time. It didn't work, but now, in this situation, let's just do it again because it did kind of work. We just didn't execute properly. We have to get to the 46-yard line. It's a second down, not a third down. But still, this is a situation where maybe that over-the-middle route will get open once again. However, this time, it seems like Tampa Bay is a lot more prepared for something like this. Part of it is, I think you're running it on Lavonte David's side, which is just, it's more difficult to attack Lavonte David than it is to attack Devin White. If you're playing against Tampa Bay, you run these concepts on Devin White's side of the ball, not on Lavonte David's side of the ball. That's step one. Granted, Tampa Bay is very much aware of that. They will flip Lavonte David over to the other side if they see something like that developing. But regardless, you see a situation where the over-the-middle route not open. Lavonte David's playing it well. The deep route not open. Jamel Dean's playing it well. So at this point, it actually probably should be the underneath route. That's the one that Stafford should be throwing to, especially since this is a second down. So a second down gaining some yards can still work here. The issue is the Rams' offensive line. On this channel, I've talked a decent bit about how offensive line and receiving cores kind of work together. I think a lot of people view it as if the offensive line does not get enough time, then the quarterback can never make a throw. Usually you can still get your first read, but if you have to get to a second read, that's when pressure becomes an issue. And the reality is there's been constant pressure on Matt Stafford in this season. Before Stafford can get to the check down, he gets sacked, and that's a huge play. I mean, if he gets the check down, it's now a third down and medium. Maybe you even still get the first down if your tight end can make a move. Instead, it's a sack, and now it's third down and very long, and they were not able to convert. So these are the plays they just, again, they're kind of getting in their own way a little bit. These 2 plays were absolutely plays that could have worked if executed properly. So while yes, Tampa Bay's defense is good, there's holes there, and the Rams just aren't really hitting them. Now, one aspect going over here is that Allen Robinson has not lived up to the hype, and they specifically went out and got Allen Robinson for a very specific reason. They wanted him to be a guy who can win against one-on-one matchups. Odell was able to do that a bit for them and be a good second option in that postseason run. Part of why the Rams looked so much better in the playoffs than they did in the regular season, I think, is because they had Odell, and Odell was really a part of that offense at that point. But still, this is Allen Robinson versus Carlton Davis, who, listen, there's no shame in losing to Carlton Davis. He's a very good corner. However, when Stafford takes the snap and looks in that direction, I mean, it's clearly just, there's no separation. However, hey, it's Allen Robinson, right? Separation isn't necessarily his game. He can get separation, but what he's kind of known for is being a good contested catch guy. That's part of how he was able to have so much success with so many different subpar quarterbacks over the years, because even if they don't put the ball exactly where they are supposed to put it, he's still so great at adjusting to the ball and making the play. However, Stafford just throws it to where, he just threw it away, really. I don't get why you don't give Robinson a chance there at the very least. And, that's part of it is Robinson's not getting the separation like he used to. He isn't making some of the plays like he used to. But also, he isn't getting the opportunities like he used to. I think all of those things are fair. Maybe that's part of the way you fix this is by throwing the ball to Robinson and seeing if he can make a play here and there. Going over here, I want to blame Sean McVay a little bit. I do. I think Sean McVay deserves a little bit of the blame on this one because I think that sometimes his concepts, teams can get all over it. They can. This is something that happens, and this is an example where you have a concept that they love to run. It's not a concept that only they love to run, but it's a concept that a lot of teams love to run, and they like to do it as well, where it's going to be a play action. You have two receivers on the outside running deeper routes with Cooper Kupp over the middle. In theory, the way this play can work is that you get the corners and the safety further deep. You then have the linebackers to move in on the play action, and then over the middle, that's where Cooper Kupp can get wide open. However, when this play begins, watch the linebackers. Watch how the linebackers, they're not fooled at all on this play. They are all over this. So while it was a noble effort there, they just weren't, that's as little as you will ever see linebackers get fooled on a play action. So the two deep shots are out of the question, right? Those ones aren't working. No matter which one Stafford would throw it into, it would be in double coverage because the safety is perfectly in between both of them. So this is kind of one of those plays of, okay, can't throw it there. Well, let's look at my main read on this one. As you see, it's looking like Cooper Kupp could potentially get open, but there is one issue. That guy, Lavonte David, once again, is doing a great job on this play of getting back. He did not get fooled on the play action. He's reading this play well. Another one of those, hey, maybe just flip this play around. Have Cooper Kupp start off on the offense's right and run to the offense's left so you can attack Devin White instead of Lavonte David. That's probably the move there. Because now you can't really throw it to Cooper Kupp. So, okay, you can't throw it to Cooper Kupp. Well, who can you throw it to? The answer is nobody except for maybe a check down to a halfback, but actually you always can throw it to somebody. Stafford throws this one like when you press the wrong button in Madden, and he also, again, shoots it way too far. So I'm assuming the farness was intentional as, it looked like it was a tough one. So just put it over everybody. Maybe your receiver can find a way to make the play, but if you overthrow it, it's just an incompletion. Who cares? But again, just these plays are not working. And finally, one last play, something like this, is that sometimes the plays are working and it's just an execution thing from Stafford. This is a good example of, on this play, it's not going to work out initially. Watch. Stafford takes the snap. He's going to, make all his reads. I highlighted every single eligible receiver. Not a lot of stuff open. So, okay, this happens. It's good defense. Fine. What do you do in this situation? Well, the one thing that he has going for him is actually the way the pass rush has come in. It was just a three-man rush from Tampa Bay. And, Vita Vea is actually dropped back into coverage right here. So that's a big guy in coverage. So for Stafford, you have the extra running lanes. Maybe see if you can just bide more time, let someone else get open. Look, as you notice, that's going to be exactly what happens. He does bide more time. There now is somebody open. So this feels like a pretty great situation. However, Stafford sidearms this throw and just short arms it a little bit. And those are the plays that Stafford typically does make. And that's kind of the thing. And, if Stafford does make that throw, they only got a field goal on this drive. That would have been a 4-point difference, which, just doing the math, they lost by 3 points. So obviously everything changes in that scenario. If this is a touchdown, it's not like everything else will be played the same. At the very least, Tampa Bay would have gone for 2 on their touchdown. But still, the point remains that this could have been a very important piece of this game in such a low-scoring game. And they just kind of beat themselves, and that's really what happened with the Rams all game and all season is they're beating themselves. They have a lot of issues to work on. Those are what I think the issues are. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. Always love hearing from you, and of course, as always, thanks for watching.